Coogan Cassius, IFL TV. With me, Eddie Hearn. Disappointing night.
Yeah, gutting really, but it's what happens when you're mixing in the top level. Crawford, fantastic fighter. Ricky didn't do enough, simple as. Didn't close him down, didn't make him work hard enough, but he was just too good.
How many rounds did you give to Ricky in that fight?
I think I might have had him 3-2 up after 5, but then didn't give him many till later on in the fight. I think 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 were all Crawford. 11, I can't remember 11 and 12. I think I gave Ricky one of those rounds, but that was a fair decision. No complaints.
Was Crawford as good as you thought he was, or better?
He answered questions that were unanswered pre-fight about how he'd react to the intensity of the atmosphere, how his fitness would be over the 12, and he passed those tests. So we all knew he was a quality fighter, but certain things you hope would happen didn't happen, and Ricky didn't make him work as hard as I felt he should have done, or closed him off like he should have done. But again, it's difficult when you've got a guy who's switch hitting who's got that much skill, and you're getting tagged every time you try and stuff, and ultimately he wasn't good enough.
What now for Ricky Bones?
Well, I think that was his 10th world title fight. He wants to get back to world level. The Beltran fight's still out there. That's a big fight. There's big domestic fights, but I think those fights can only really happen if they involve, say, a final eliminator or something like that to get a shot straight back at the world title. Abral's always looking for fights. Vasquez is a very difficult fight, but he's looking for fights, and Figueiredo's the WBC champ. So I think this week's all about looking at the strategy and letting Ricky rest, and then planning for a fight back in the summer.
Mentally, how damaging is this to Ricky?
I don't think. Look, he's come back from a broken jaw in a fight, so mentally, I don't think he's got a problem. He wants to fight straight away. He's come straight up to me. He said in the ring and said, "What do you think?" I said, "You lost the fight." And he said, "Get me a rematch." Straight away, I thought, just relax, But he's had a tough run of fights. Obviously, the Gonzalez fight was a lot more difficult than was anticipated. Beltran fight, we saw the injury, and Crawford is a top-level fighter. So, but when you've had that number of world title fights, you have to fight the best, because you just can't tread water, because people get bored and fighters get bored as well. So unfortunately he's in at the deep end, and he wasn't good enough tonight.
Ricky losing his world title tonight, what does that do for Scottish boxing and your association?
Nothing really. Someone said that earlier. I don't think it really affects it at all. You can still be in great fights, and now we've got to look at it as exciting that we're on the road back to a world title, and that's what the people have got to understand. You've got John Simpson, who's fighting at 2 weights really above his stipulated weight. He can come back, fight for titles. We've still got the Simmons Camacho fight, which is a really big fight up here, which is one to get on. So it doesn't really change anything as far as I'm concerned. We'll be back, and and that'll be in June or July this year.
Anthony Crolla and John Murray tonight on Sky are very vocal about April the 19th. Why hasn't it been done yet, or will it be done?
Well, obviously Crolla got cut, didn't he? He was supposed to be fighting up here tonight, and it's been a bit of moving around, but that's a fight we have to make on April the 19th. Crolla Murray is a brilliant fight, and it's a great fight for Manchester, and it's a great fight for that card. I feel both fighters want it, so I hope to get it done in the next 48 hours.
Okay, and Anthony Joshua, story continues, first round KO.
Yeah, look, you're always going to have read Twitter and people saying, when are you going to put him in with someone decent? At the end of the day, the guy done 9 rounds with Chisora less than a year ago. He's experienced. He just got blasted out. Joshua's too good, too big, too strong, and it's going to be difficult reining him in. He punches so hard, and the great thing about it is people are really embracing Anthony Joshua. You saw the reception tonight; it was unbelievable.
Good idea to have the proclaimers.
And you've seen it all week, the response he gets. So we've got something very, very special. We've got to do it right, but we've got to step him up every time, because people will get bored.
Difficult for you to match him next.
Yeah, because he's 5-0. So really, he's going to be. If he fights a Sprott or a Sexton, or Skelton, they're really fights I anticipated him having at 9 or 10 fights, but he's going to have them 6 fights. So, Gareth Davis just said earlier, is that the difficulty if you fight those guys, and then by 7, 8, 9 fights, you're only really left with Fury, Chisora, Price. So yeah, we've got to bring over some international names. But when he's boxing every 5, 6 weeks, you can mix it up. But I'm looking for people to give him rounds.
And just finally wins for Martin J. Ward, stoppage, and Scott Cardle with a...
Yeah, Cardle Appleby fight was a
Yeah.
really good fight. Good performance from him. He got cut again. So Cardle's ready to be slung in the deep end now. You know, thinking about the Buckland fight for Wales maybe. You know, those kind of fights. Maybe the Derry Matthews fight as well. They're fights that Cardle's ready for now. And he's approaching sink or swim time. So a good performance for him tonight. Waldy was great. Tough little fight against Woodruff. You know, stopped him in the 4th round. It was impressive.
So now on to Tuesday. Obviously, everyone awaits the venue confirmation for Froxham Groves, and then you don't have anything on next week, and it's Liverpool on the 15th.
Well, we got a press conference on Wednesday for Manchester. Hopefully, we'll announce Crawler Murray, and Tuesday's the big day to announce the venue. A lot of journos here asking where it is.
But I still don't know.
You know.
You know, I don't say anything.
They just come to me and say,
Loads of people.
as long as it's not in Manchester. Right. Everyone thinks it's London. It might be. Why not be?
A lot of people think it's at Millennium as well.
It's got a roof.
A few people have said to me, "Is it at the Millennium?"
That'd be a good choice. Very neutral as well.
Oh my God.
Haven't been here for a while. Just want to say good evening.
We're talking Froch Groves venue.
Oh yeah. Are we? Let's talk Froch Groves venue.
Gareth, do you not know where it is?
He
I don't-
he
well,
told
no.
me where he thinks it is.
Well, I think it's Emirates, but the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal's ground.
But isn't
Interesting, you think?
I've heard that Sky kind of put the veto on you doing Wembley because they wanted access to Wembley and couldn't get it, and they were blocked because of the England game the day before. So that might have kind of thrown a spanner in the works.
Do you know what?
But I do hope you got Wembley, because if you've pulled off Wembley, it's a masterstroke.
Do you know what? I love knowing something that Gareth Davies doesn't know. It's fucking brilliant.
Well, listen, I don't have the same kind of bromance that you guys have got going on. So,
What about the Millennium Stadium?
I don't ring him every morning and kind of.
What about the Millennium
I.
Stadium?
It'd be awesome. Absolutely awesome.
think so?
We'll sing Land of My Fathers. I'll sing it for you. Give me a microphone and I'll sing it for you. Mein
I'd
Headlad
rather see you in the rain.
What about the City Ground? What about the City
I think
Ground?
that it's got a roof, isn't it? The Millennium Stadium's got a roof. I think it'd be a brilliant venue. When Joe Calzaghe fought there against Kessler, and we all rolled out at 4 a.m. after the fight, it was just amazing. And what? Because it's a
Do you know where it
steeply
is, Ron?
banked arena. It's a great venue as well because it's steeply banked.
Ron knows.
Oh, does Ron know?
I don't know. He sounded
He
sounded
was-
very confident.
Well, Ron, of course. Ron,
Ask
of
Ron
course.
Ron.
I have to confess this.
Where do you think it is, Ron? It's funny how everyone's as
Emirates. What about
Emirates, Wembley,
what about you,
else?
Sheldon?
Well, Ron broke
Mike.
May the 31st, of course, didn't he?
Where's the Froch Groves fight?
I know where it is.
Oh, what's going on here? He knows and all.
Apparently they
The
all know.
secret's out.
I think it's at Matchroom Stadium.
What if it's not done yet?
True.
What if I'm just taking a fly that we'll have it done by Tuesday? That's very possible. Press conference is Monday week.
So do the press get an invite to Sky Studios to come and ask some questions?
I
while
think
this is
you
going
might. Would you want to come down to the venue? I mean, what do you think? On Tuesday? I mean, on Tuesday.
on? Are both going to be there?
No, not on Tuesday. It's just it'll be me, the venue guys, and Barney Francis from Sky. But obviously, we're talking about 10 or 11 o'clock, so you'd have to leave London at 7 or 8 to get there.
The traffic on the North Circuit is terrible.
That M4's a fucker.
This is Coogan
Bristol
Cassius
Rovers,
for
then,
IFL
isn't
TV. All I'm going to say is one of you lot is wrong.
I think we're all wrong. There's no wrong.
Everyone's going for London.
Yeah, I said I can meet him.
Do you think Froch would fight him in
We all
London?
live, to be fair.
Do you think Froch would fight him in London?
If you pay me enough.
Coogan Cassius, IFL TV, Gareth Davies,
Daily
Ron Lewis,
Telegraph.
Mike Costello, Eddie Hearn.
Sayonara.
Yeah. See you later, Gareth.